Am I the a-hole for wanting either my painting back or to be paid what it was actually worth? A few years ago, I left 3 of my paintings at a small clothing shop in my hometown. 2 of the smaller ones sold without any problems, but the third one was a much larger piece that I had listed for $1,200. I honestly never expected that painting to sell. It looked great hanging in the store, the owner liked having it there as decoration, and I trusted that it would be safe. A couple of years later, the original owner sold the shop to someone else. The new owner reached out to me and asked if I wanted to leave the painting there or pick it up. Since I had moved across the country, I told her she could leave it hanging. I even said if it ever became a problem, I'd have a friend come get it. She also mentioned she might want to buy it herself, and I told her that would be fine too. After that, I could never get her to return my calls. Fast forward another couple of years. I happened to walk past the shop while I was back in town and suddenly remembered my painting was still supposed to be there. So I started calling. No answer. I emailed. Nothing. I sent Facebook messages. Still nothing. Weeks went by before she finally responded. I asked a simple question, "Do you know what happened to my painting?" She replied that she had no idea. Then I reminded her that she owned the shop now and that we'd talked about the painting before. She said she didn't have any of the old agreements and wasn't sure what arrangement had been made with the previous owner. I told her that ideally I'd just like my painting back. That's when everything changed. She suddenly texted back, "Oh, the painting actually sold last week." Really? After sitting there for years, it just happened to sell the week before I finally got in touch? That already sounded suspicious, so I asked how much it sold for. She replied, $120. I actually had to ask if she meant $120, because my painting had been listed for $1,200, 10 times more. Instead of explaining what happened, she started telling me to contact the previous owner. I asked for proof that the painting had sold, a receipt, a sales record, anything. She refused. She claimed the point-of-sale system contained customer payment information, so she couldn't show me anything. I even suggested she blur out the private information. She still wouldn't provide any proof. At that point, I honestly wasn't even sure the painting had been sold at all. I started wondering if she'd misplaced it, thrown it away, or maybe even taken it home herself. The whole situation just kept getting stranger. So I started gathering every piece of evidence I could find. I had photos of myself hanging the painting. Records showing my other paintings had sold through that shop. Old website archives listing me as one of the artists featured there. Even photos showing my painting was still hanging in the shop only a couple of months earlier. I also reached out to the previous owner. She told me she had turned over all of the consignment information when she sold the business, so now the stories weren't matching up. I decided to tell the current owner exactly what I wanted. Either give me my painting back or pay me its value, minus the normal 30% commission the shop would have earned. That would have been around $900. Her response? She told me to have my lawyer contact her because she had nothing else to say to me. Make sure you follow for more videos posted daily. I also asked people online what they thought. One commenter pointed out that if you buy a business, you usually inherit its existing agreements and obligations, meaning the new owner could still be responsible. Another commenter, who worked with artists professionally, explained that I should gather every bit of documentation I had, proving the painting existed, proving it had been displayed there, and proving how I consistently priced my artwork. Someone else couldn't believe the timing. After sitting on the wall for years, it supposedly sold just days before I finally reached out. That was one incredible coincidence. I admitted that I should have kept better records. Losing my copy of the consignment agreement was definitely my mistake, but I also trusted that a local business would treat artists fairly. At that point, I wasn't even focused on the money anymore. I mostly wanted my painting back, and I didn't want another artist ending up in the same situation. Update: 1 day later, I found a lawyer who helps artists for free. After hearing what happened, I told the shop owner that I wanted either the painting returned or payment for its value after subtracting a reasonable commission. Instead of working with me, she again told me to have my lawyer contact her. So that's exactly what I plan to do. Nearly 3 months passed. Update. Nearly 3 months later, the lawyer sent the shop owner a formal letter requesting one of two things: either return my painting or pay me its value after deducting the shop's commission. For several weeks, I heard nothing. Then, out of nowhere, I received the sweetest text message imaginable. She claimed she had somehow tracked down the person who supposedly bought the painting, bought it back, and now it was ready for me to pick up. Oddly enough, not at the shop, at her house. I didn't even want to deal with another awkward conversation, so I sent my boyfriend instead. She wouldn't answer the door. She simply left my painting sitting outside on her porch for hours. Thankfully, I finally got it back. After everything that happened, I never had to speak to her again. So tell me, would you trust that story about the painting selling for 1/10 of its listed price? And if you were in my shoes, what would you have done? Comment below with your thoughts. So tell me, am I the a-hole?